back to Mr. Franklin. Okay, so I am going to do the math lesson on a tablet just because why not? So here's our math lesson. Let's share back to the tablet. There you go. All right, so now let's go to math. Okay, performance coach lesson 6. I'm not putting due dates on this, guys, because our whole class isn't in here, and I don't want anybody to feel like when they log in eventually that they have all this stuff they have to make up. I want everybody to just kind of come in where they come in, and this is just to enrich what you guys are doing and kind of help you out. All right, so performance coach lesson 6 looks like this. Same stuff that we used to do. What I've included in this is the getting the idea part, the coached example part, and the lesson 6 lesson practice. So here's your coached example. If you click on the PDF, it comes up in your tablet, and it should show you the coached example. Now, unfortunately, I was only able to kind of scan this from a book, so I'll work on making everything look a lot cooler. But this isn't that bad. This is kind of what it would look like if I made copies anyway. So lesson 6 is number and shape patterns, and then you can kind of go through the examples. Okay, it says create a pattern with 6 terms. Starting number is 94. The rule is you have to subtract 10 each time. So it shows here 94 minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. So it takes you through the steps of doing it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, then our solution. Okay, so if you need the coached example, right, it's there for you. And you can go through the coached example. As our videos get more intense, and as I'm doing more of them, like I'll do some for Wednesday and I'll do some for Friday, and I'll kind of put some videos out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They may be recess videos. They may be different types of videos. I'll go through these examples, and I'll do a little bit of it here in a second. But yeah, I want you guys to let me know what questions you have. So that was our coached example. It's available for you in your Google Classroom. Here is what you would be doing as far as practicing, right? This is the actual assignment itself. I'll bring this back up in the on the tablet. Lesson 6, lesson practice. We click on that. It gives us what we normally have in Performance Coach, what would be in our binder, which is the lesson practice, right? Did a much better job of scanning this than the other one, but it looks pretty legit. So, okay. So how are we going to discuss this? Let's discuss this as a class. And I do, in our class, we do the I do, we do, you do. So the we do is going to be a little bit difficult until we start doing Zooms, but I'll do an I do. All right. So this is what it looks like if you were to bring it up on your tablet. So let's switch over and take a look at it if in a packet form, right? Because that's the way I'm going to go through it with you. So your packet form would look like this, okay? So let's take a look at this. I will go ahead and make myself smaller. I'll put myself up at the top just so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, so number 1, the question reads, which statement about pattern 6 is true? Okay, now next time I will be much better, and I could probably bring it up real quick while I have a second and we're talking. Our things that we use for math, our strategies, and our strategies that we use for math, and our strategies that we use for ELA as well. So I'll bring those up and we can go through those as well. So we'll take a look at those in a second, but let's get back to what we're doing. All right, so I need to switch this because on my end, it looks like All right, so that's much better. So we have the here's the lesson. Okay, so in looking at this, the question is which statement about the pattern is true? Okay, we go through the patterns and it says A, the pattern repeats after 2 arrows. B, each white arrow comes after a black arrow. C, the next arrow is white and pointing up. D, the 20th arrow is black and pointing down. All right, so let's take these one at a time. Okay, the pattern repeats after 2 arrows. So here's let's say this is a pattern. 1, 2, same thing. 1, 2, same thing. 1, 2. We don't know. So okay, for now that could be true. All right, let's move on to the second one. Each white arrow comes after a black arrow. Well, let's see. Here's a white arrow, and after it's a white arrow. So this can't be true. So let's cross out that one. Okay, C. The next arrow is white and pointing up. I don't know what they mean by next. So I guess they're saying the next one after this one is white and pointing up, but then the next one after the other ones is not. So I don't know what they're saying next is. So I am going to cross that one out. The 20th arrow is black and pointing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, what they're asking you to do here, I believe, is to follow this pattern out. And when you get to 20, would it be black and pointing down or not? So if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the next arrow would be down and white, up and white. That's a horrible arrow. The next arrow would be up and black, down and black, up and white. I'm sorry, down and white, down and white, up and white. These arrows are getting worse each time. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, the next two. So this next one would be up and black, down and black. So the 20th arrow would be black and pointing down. So the pattern repeats after 2 arrows. This is a tricky one. I'm going to go with the 20th arrow is black and pointing down. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. I could very well be wrong. But the question becomes, there's a lot of things we don't understand about this, right? There's a lot of variables. Are they asking us to draw 20 arrows? Or are they saying if there's not 20 arrows in this, it must be wrong? So I'm going to look into the answer and we'll go from there. I want to get your thoughts on it. So when you do this, comment on this what you think it would be. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We'll do number 2 as well together. Wendy wrote this number pattern 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. Use this pattern for questions 2 and 3. What could be a rule for the pattern? Add 2, subtract 1. So there you add 2, you subtract 1. That's not it. Add 0, subtract 2. Add 2, multiply by 1. Multiply by 2, multiply by 1. So add 2 and subtract 1's out because if 3 plus 2 is 5, you have to subtract 1. That should be 4, so that's out. Subtract 0, add 2. If you subtract 0, it's 3, add 2. If you subtract 0, it's 5, add 2. No, that's out. Add 2, multiply by 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, times 1 is 5. That's looking good so far. Multiply by 2, multiply by 1. Multiply by 3 times 2 is 6. That's out. So we've eliminated the other options. I would go with C. Okay. What is the next number in the pattern? All right, so 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. So it says we have to add 2 and then multiply by 1. If we add 2, it's 11. Multiply by 1, it's also 11. So that's not 10, that's not 13, that's not 18. Whoops. There we go. Next number in the pattern should be 11 based on the information we've already been given. All right. So we did a little bit today in our math. We talked about our ELA. We set some goals for ourselves in terms of fixing our page. Let's talk about some other stuff you guys want to do, some ways you want to interact. One idea I had that it's up to you guys is I was going through my garage and going through my closet and deciding what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to throw away. Maybe every day I could wear a different shirt or a different hat, and you guys could decide if you want to keep it or if I should keep it or if I should get rid of it. So that's an option of something we could do. And then another thing we could do is start maybe planning a spirit week for next week. So if you guys want to do something as a class, each day we'll talk about what we're going to do, and then we'll go from there. And then finally, we need to determine if we're going to do Zoom meetings or not. We want to get together as a group, log into Zoom. Obviously, you'll have to go through your parents and all that, but let me know if that's something you want to do. All right, guys, there you have it. That's it. There'll be another video for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a choice board day. If you're watching this, it's probably already tomorrow. This is the Monday video. Tomorrow will be the Tuesday video. And then actually, I might release them both on Tuesday. And then Wednesday will be all caught up. I'll have a Wednesday video for you bright and early Wednesday morning. All right, guys, miss you, love you. Let me know if you need anything. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.